Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a little book chat today. Even though I feel like nobody cares. I feel like I have to just keep doing them because that's kind of like the point initially of why I started doing a booktube channel, to talk about books I read. And even though it seems like they get the least views, I still want to talk about these books. So I recently buddy read Now I Rise by Kiersten White with Becca from Books and Looks, and this is the second book in the Conquerors trilogy. The first book was And I Darken. I do have a physical copy of the book right up here, but as you can see I have my festive stuff, and if I take it out it's going to mess it all up, so I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, this is the series that's the retelling of Vlad the Impaler. Kind of with a little twist where the main character, instead of being Vlad, is Lada, a female. I absolutely loved the first book, like, so much, and this one did not disappoint. I gave this one 4.5 Pushinicorns, and the reasons for it getting such a high rating are, once again, Lada, Radu, their sibling bond that they have. Lada as a main character by herself, like, I love her. The world building continued to be done very well for me, as far as all the cultures and everything like that. The reason for it not being a 5 like the first book is that there were a couple of chapters, like in the middle part, where it didn't, I don't want to say it dragged, because it wasn't like it took me a long time to read through it, but like nothing really happened. These books do have a lot of political maneuvering, political intrigue, and so sometimes that can happen. And yeah, there was just some chapters where like it was like the characters getting from point A to point B and like that time in between, basically. And it wasn't boring, but it did just kind of like, oh, nothing really happened there. And then the other reason is for Radu just being kind of an idiot in this book. So Lada remained very consistent in her kind of giving zero fucks mentality. She is an unapologetically cruel, badass kind of character. Like, there are scenes where she is, like, without spoiling anything and telling you like who this is happening to, she's a killer, okay? I mean, that's established in the first book. That does not change in the second book. And I feel like there are other books I've read, other fantasies with, like, you know, the badass characters, right? And when they're gonna go kill somebody, there's either like a lot of like lead up to that moment where they actually do the killing. It's like this whole scene is like this tumult of like, are they gonna kill them? Are they not? How's it gonna happen? Are they gonna do it? Can they do it? Morally, are they okay with it? Like, they're like grappling with their inner conscience, right? And a lot of times they do it and then they feel some type of way about it. It's this whole thing. With Lada, she just guts people. Like, unapologetically, like, doesn't waste time. There's not these scenes where, yeah, like, where there's all this lead up to it. It's just like, she gets pissed. She thinks somebody needs to die, so she kills them. Like, doesn't really think twice about it, like, at all. And not that that's like a great quality to have, but you know, it's a fictional character, so I appreciate it. I appreciate her for her consistency, and I appreciate that I feel like they do that a lot of the times, especially with female main characters who are like the badass fighter chick. They make them really grapple with it, while the men might just be going around killing people, right? And she doesn't have that inner conscience really happening a lot of the time. One of our more main characters from the first book is also kind of a more of a main character. I don't know, he's not main, but he's a pretty major side character, is Mahmed, who is the Sultan. In the first book, Mahmed, Lada, and Radu have like a little friendship. In the second book, like, I didn't really like Mahmed in the first book. I just kind of felt like he was kind of annoying, and he just felt like one of these characters, I don't know. He just was like nice all the time, but it I don't know if it felt genuine. I guess, and it was kind of boring. Like, he just was kind of boring, and I think he's supposed to be. I don't think he's supposed to be some dynamo character that we're like, I love Mohammed. And I didn't. I was just like, he's kind of stupid. And then in this book, I like hate him. I hate him. Like, he's the f***ing worst. He uses people around him. He takes advantage of situations. And it's like, then how do I like Lada, right? Because she takes advantage of situations and she uses people sometimes. But Lada, that is where her conscience will come into play. If she is using somebody who she thinks is an honorable person or like an admirable person, she struggles with that. She does. Like, she feels bad, and it's like maybe it's getting her what she wants in the end, but like she does feel bad about that. It's like she doesn't like it. She doesn't like doing that. Mohammed doesn't seem to care, because I don't want to get too spoilery, but there are ways that he is using Radu in this second book and taking advantage of their friendship, relationship, their bond, their closeness, whatever. And Radu's just a sweet baby angel, and it's way too easy for people to take advantage of him. And he's just dumb because he doesn't see it, or he doesn't want to see it. I think he does see it. I think he did throughout the book. Like, I think he had a voice in the back of his mind saying, I'm being taken advantage of. But he just didn't care, or he didn't want it to be true. But basically, I'll wrap it up, I guess, because I don't want to get into spoilers, but I really liked this book. I didn't feel like it had like middle book syndrome where I was kind of like, oh, what was that? Like, I still really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the world. I enjoy the story that's happening, and I can't freaking wait for the third book. And I know it's coming out next year. I don't know when, though. I can't remember. And it's going to be, the title I think is Together We Burn, if I remember correctly. I'll correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong. Kirsten White just announced it on Twitter like a week or two ago, maybe, what the title of the third book is going to be. And she was saying the first book is kind of Lada's book, the second book is kind of Radu's book, and then the third book is their book together, like their story together. And I can't. Oh God, I can't wait. I really want it to go how I want it to go, and I really hope it does. I feel like it's been a while since I really felt strongly about a, YA fantasy series. The Wrath and the Dawn, oh my God, super sidebar. The Wrath and the Dawn duology is optioned for film, and I'm so excited. Oh my God. Shazi, I love Shazi. I don't even care. Like, come at me, whatever. But since The Wrath and the Dawn and like the Throne of Glass, like the earlier books, I just haven't felt that strongly about a YA fantasy. So I'm really, really excited that I'm loving this. And I definitely recommend it if you like YA fantasy and if you want something that's not so heavy on a romance being like the main plot point, because it is not. I would say the theme of this series so far is Lada's a badass, and Lada and Radu are like bonded deeply as siblings. Okay, there you have it. If you guys have read this, let me know what your thoughts were. If you disagreed, maybe if you read the first book and you're like, I definitely did not care to read the second book. It hurts my heart, but everyone's entitled to their own opinions. As always, thank you so much for your time, guys. Really appreciate it. And I will chat with you next time. Bye-bye.